Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. Gonna be giving you my starting 11 prediction for our game against RP Leipzig. It is tomorrow night, 8 o'clock kickoff at Old Trafford in the Champions League. I've already given you my preview for the game. So like I said to you on the preview, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to make changes from our 0-0 draw with Chelsea recently. I think the formation Solskjaer is going to go with is the 3-5-2. We look very effective with that formation. Now, from my own perception, the 4-2-3-1 formation doesn't really seem to suit our standards. Solskjaer has gone a lot with a 4-2-3-1 since he got appointed in as Manchester United manager. So anyway, I'm going to go with David De Gea in goal. Like I said to you, David De Gea will remain our number one this season. To be fair to David De Gea, he has rejuvenated himself. He's done well in his last 3 games. At right wing back, I'm going to go with Wan-Bissaka. He'll keep his place in the team. And Wan-Bissaka's done very, very well in his last 3 games for Manchester United. He showed good attacking intent, defensively being very, very good. Don't forget he did score in the 4-1 win against Newcastle. That was his first goal for Manchester United and it was his 50th appearance for the club. The 3 centre-halves, I'm going to go with Harry Maguire. He's going to be one of them. I think Harry Maguire has rejuvenated himself recently. Don't forget Harry Maguire had early season troubles. Obviously, sustained a knock. He obviously got sent off in England's 1-0 defeat to Denmark. And he had that instant in Greece the other month. I think the other centre-half we're going to go with is Axel Tuanzebe. Axel Tuanzebe should have started the Chelsea game, but didn't. Tuanzebe was very, very impressive in the PSG game. That game against PSG was Tuanzebe's first start for Manchester United in 10 months. Solskjaer was talking about Tuanzebe prior to the Chelsea game. He challenged Axel Tuanzebe to add consistency to ensure that he has a long career with Man United. But obviously Solskjaer said he's got to stay injury-free because he has had quite a few injuries. And I think the other centre-half we're going to go with is Luke Shaw. I think he'll play at left centre-half. Will Luke Shaw. And at left wing-back, I think we will go with Alex Telles. Alex Telles didn't play any part in the Chelsea game. I was surprised at that because I'd have thought he would have made his Premier League debut. Telles was very, very good on his debut against PSG. And like I said, I think he's going to be a very, very good signing for Manchester United. Now, the 2 in midfield, I'm going to go with Paul Pogba. He's going to be one of them. Paul Pogba hasn't started our last 3 games. He's obviously started on the bench as Paul Pogba. Now, I'll give you the news regarding Paul Pogba yesterday. He denied that he quit the France national team. And apparently he will take legal action. Emmanuel Macron, who is the French president, he was talking about his Islam and terrorism and all of that. And he's basically, mentioned about Paul Pogba quitting France. Now, I am expecting Paul Pogba to leave the football club next summer. We can cash in for him next summer because don't forget the other week we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract, didn't we? That keeps him at the football club until June 2022. This was recently confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. Now, it said not so long ago that we've warned Paul Pogba that we will not break our wage structure to keep him at the football club. So we're not willing to pay him what we paid like Alexis Sanchez, but it says we are willing to give him a pay rise. Pogba's on around 290 grand a week at the moment on his current deal. Now, Solskjaer did recently make an admission regarding Paul Pogba, saying that he came back from coronavirus too soon, because back in August, Paul Pogba tested positive for coronavirus. Now, a few weeks ago, Paul Pogba made an admission saying that his dream is to join Real Madrid one day. Pogba said last year that he wanted to leave Manchester United because he was seeking for a new challenge and all of that, and he was talking a lot about Real Madrid and Zinedine Zidane, and Mundo Deportivo said the other week that Barcelona wanted to sign him. There's obviously been narratives of him going back to Juventus. Paul Pogba hasn't enjoyed the best of starts to this season, has he? This is his 5th season at the football club since he rejoined from Juventus. He's our most expensive sign at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. And I think who will play alongside him will be McTominay or Fred. I did say maybe McTominay and Fred do need a rest because they have started our last 3 games. To be fair though, they have been impressive, but I think probably at least one of them are going to play. So I'll put McTominay alongside Paul Pogba. Got to give McTominay a lot of credit though. I know I've criticised him before. Was it just after the first lockdown, McTominay committed his future with Manchester United because he signed a 5-year deal with the football club, and he has been part of the club for several years. Now, ahead of them, I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes. Some United fans will say Donny van der Beek, but I don't think Donny van der Beek is going to start this game. He should do, but I don't think he will. If Donny van der Beek is to start, he'll probably start ahead of either Paul Pogba or Bruno Fernandes. But I'll go with Bruno Fernandes in front of Pogba and McTominay anyway. Bruno Fernandes wasn't too good in the Chelsea game, to be honest with you. He looked dangerous when he had the ball, but he was very quiet. There has been a couple of games where Bruno Fernandes has looked a bit off the pace, but Bruno Fernandes has enjoyed around 9 months now with Manchester United. Last season won Premier League Player of the Month around 3 times. He's won some at Busby Player of the Year award as well. The vast majority of Bruno Fernandes' goals have come from the penalty spot, haven't they? But yeah, he's definitely the best signing we've probably made under Ole, and he's one of the best signings we've made since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. And up top, I'm going to go with Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. Now, Anthony Martial is obviously available for this game. He didn't play any part in the Chelsea game because he's suspended. He got sent off in our 6-1 defeat to Tottenham. He shouldn't have done, but he did. So he got given a 3-match suspension. He's served 2 games in the league, so he's got 1 game to serve. I thought Martial last season was very, very good under Ole, and he was very, very good in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. As for Marcus Rashford, I've been very, very impressed with him. He's really, really improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Rashford was one of our best players against Chelsea. He had 2 very, very good chances in the game. He was also the hero in Paris, Rashford. That was the second time he'd scored late on in Paris. So that's how I think Manchester United are going to line up. Some United fans are expecting Edison Cavani to start. If he does start Edison Cavani, that will be his full debut for the football club. He did come on in the Chelsea game and made his debut, and he nearly scored with his first touch, so he was very, very unlucky. Maybe Cavani could start this game tomorrow night against RB Leipzig. He could do. I think maybe some Manchester United fans that are expecting Mason Greenwood to start the game. He could. Mason Greenwood didn't start the game against Chelsea, but he came on late. Prior to the Chelsea game, he'd missed the last 2 games, didn't he? Don't forget, Solskjaer recently defended Mason Greenwood. Blasts our ex-players for criticising him, and Ole denied that Mason Greenwood's timekeeping was poor, and Solskjaer mentioned that the English media are starting to go after him. We had a few issues with Mason Greenwood, didn't we, earlier on in the season? He was getting dropped from the England squad, and that confirmed at the start of the season we give Mason Greenwood that number 11 shirt. He's the 4th Manchester United player to wear the number 11, isn't there? Eric Bay is unavailable, so he won't play any part. Solskjaer confirmed he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks with a muscle injury, is Eric Bay. Jesse Lingard, he's recently been out with a knock. Probably won't be involved anyway, Lingard, because he doesn't regularly get in the team now, does it? I think Phil Jones is also still out. Odin Ighalo, he's also an option. No, Man United won't start Odin Ighalo. Odin Ighalo doesn't start now anyway, does he? His loan obviously expires with the football club in January, and when his loan does expire, I think he'll go. Last season, though, Odin Ighalo was our top goal scorer in the FA Cup. The main explanation why we got him on deadline day in January was to get a covered up to Marcus Rashford, wasn't it? You know what I mean? So, yeah. But this is going to be a tough game against RB Leipzig tomorrow night. RB Leipzig won their first game in the group stage. They're beaten Istanbul Başakşehir by 2-0. And Leipzig have had a good start to the season in the Bundesliga. They've won 4 out of their opening 5 games. They recently beat Hertha Berlin by 2-1. They came from behind. By the way, this is the first ever meeting between Manchester United and Leipzig. Last season, they got to the Champions League semi-finals. Their current manager is Julian Nagelsmann. RB Leipzig is the second club in his managerial career. Before he was there, I think he was at 1899 Hoffenheim. During his playing career, he played for 1860 Munich. I think he was the captain at that point, and he also played for Augsburg. Leipzig have also got some good players in their team. They've got Emil Forsberg. They've got Dani Olmo, good attacking player. They've got Christopher Nkunku. Daya Upamecano, very, very good centre-half. Like I updated you on the preview yesterday, they have got quite a few injuries. If we beat Leipzig tomorrow night, that will be back-to-back wins in the Champions League for Man United, because we won our first game in the group against PSG by 2-1. Ole will be doing his press conference soon, so I'll be giving you my reaction to that. But Solskjaer has got around 4 decisions to make for the game tomorrow. He's got to decide on what he's doing with Donny van der Beek. By the way, Donny van der Beek has been criticised recently on moving to Man United. I heard Patrice Evra saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is right for keeping Van der Beek on the bench, because Evra thinks he's not an urgent signing, he's not good enough for a place in the starting lineup. Donny van der Beek has enjoyed a very, very good start to his Man United career. He did score on his debut on the opening day defeat to Crystal Palace when he came off the bench. But I'm surprised he's not yet made his full debut for the club. We paid around £40 million for Donny van der Beek from Ajax. He signed a 5-year contract with the club, didn't he? With an option of a further year, and he currently wears that number 34 shirt. Solskjaer recently said though that Van der Beek needs to settle in and he needs to adapt, and Solskjaer's thinking about where his best position would be, because he can play in like 3 different roles. He's also got to decide on what he's doing with Pogba. He's also got to decide on if he's going to start Edinson Cavani tomorrow or not, and he's obviously got to decide on what formation he's going to go with, But we are unbeaten in our last 3 games. So far this season, we've played 5 games in the Premier League. We've won 2, we've lost 2, and we've drawn 1. And reflecting on that, we are sitting 15th, so we are near the relegation zone. We have got tough games coming up. We've got Leipzig tomorrow. We've got Arsenal at the weekend. That's going to be another tough game. Then it's Istanbul Başakşehir. That's our other opponent in the group stage. And then it's Everton. So games are coming thick and fast for Manchester United. Now, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be sacked as Manchester United manager, because I don't think he's good enough to succeed as a manager, because like I've mentioned before, he hasn't got that proven pedigree. Manchester United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. Reflecting now on his being at the club, he has gained managerial experience. Solskjaer's been at Manchester United now for almost 2 years. We appointed him in December 2018, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. And he has got a contract with the football club until 2022. If we do sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think we're looking to appoint Mauricio Pochettino in. There's obviously been a lot of talks on Mauricio Pochettino becoming Man United's next manager. It also mentioned that we was looking at Massimiliano Allegri as an alternative to Pochettino, Solskjaer's in probably the exact same position as what he was in at the first part of last season, because at the first part of last season, we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season, didn't we? Solskjaer's managed 100 games, or nearly 100 games as Man United manager, and he's won over 50 games as Man United manager. But I want him to succeed because I love him a lot. He's a club legend. He was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance, and he's into his 2nd season at the football club. I said for Solskjaer to remain in the job, he's obviously got to exceed his expectations. So he's got to guide us to a top 4 finish, top 2 or top 3 if necessary, and win a trophy. You know, we've not yet won out in terms of silverware under Solskjaer, and we haven't won a trophy for over 3 years. And I said, you know, the results have got to improve as well to avoid him getting sacked. You know, certain players have got to improve. And to be fair, players have improved recently, you know, the ones that have been underperforming. We had 2 very, very good results against Newcastle and PSG, but it really wasn't a good result against Chelsea, was it? You know, if we do decide to sack Solskjaer, it'll only cost the club around £4 million. But, you know, not all of the blame does stem from him, obviously. Obviously, Solskjaer's decision-making is very, very poor. You know, in a lot of his games at Manchester United, he's been very tactically naive. But there again, there's been some games where he has showed tactical flexibility. And that tactical flexibility has come a lot in the big games, hasn't it? But I can't see Solskjaer being Manchester United manager by the new year. I really, really can't. But in the summer transfer window, Solskjaer wasn't backed enough. He really, really wasn't. I don't think any of our managers have been backed enough that we've had since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Moyes wasn't backed enough, Van Gaal wasn't backed enough, Mourinho wasn't backed enough, and Solskjaer hasn't been backed enough because we missed out on all of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's priority targets in the summer transfer window. We missed out on a lot of targets in general, didn't we? And Woodward, I've heard him say quite a few times that he's going to back Solskjaer. You know, even the Glazers said they're going to back Solskjaer. They said it quite a few times last season, didn't they? And Woodward assured that his job was safe last season. But Woodward did say a few weeks ago, this was after the 6-1 defeat to Tottenham, if nothing improves, then Ole will be sacked. But I think Woodward did say he's backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer recently in a lengthy statement. And next year, we'll be looking to make a couple of more signings. Next year, we'll also offload more players because he's still deadwood in the squad. Next year, I think we'll be looking to offload Jesse Lingard, Marcus Rojo, Phil Jones, Sergio Romero. Sergio Romero's obviously now our third choice goalkeeper. Daniel James, I think we'll loan him out. Brandon Williams, now he could also be loaned out because Brandon Williams has lost his place in the team since the arrival of Alex Telles. Lindelof, you know, do you think we could sell him? Like I said, Paul Pogba could be leaving next summer. Matic, he could as well leave next year because Matic has now lost his place in the team. Matic, to be fair though, did have some good games towards the end of last season. Fred, you know, do you think he could be sold next year? Mata, you know, do you think he could be sold next year? You know what I mean? Like I said, it would be very, very beneficial if Manchester United could get a director of footballing, because it's one of the structural changes that we need at the club. But if we are to get a director of footballing, you know, we need someone who knows the club inside out and someone who's got that experience. Don't forget, we've been in the process of trying to get a director of footballing since like the Jose Mourinho era. It recently said we're interested in Luis Campos. He's currently the Lille director. Now, since Ole got appointed in as Manchester United manager, he has spent over £200 million. And he's brought around 10 senior players in. He's also brought quite a few academy players into the club. And I like the way Solskjaer's promoted the youth. Solskjaer's enjoyed 4 transfer windows at the club. We've also seen a lot of players depart the club since he came in. Seen a lot of the deadwood leave. We've had some good periods under Ole. Second part of last season was it? Went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions. Went on a 14-game unbeaten run in the Premier League. Our record against the top 6 sides has been pretty good since Ole got appointed in, so they are the positives that you can take. I also credit Solskjaer for last season. He got us qualification for the Champions League, also got us third, and guided us to 3 semi-finals. And last season was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first full season at the football club, wasn't it? Ole is our 4th permanent manager since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. We've sacked 3 managers since the Ferguson era, and that was Moyes. He lasted around 8 and 9 months. Didn't win out under Moyes, finished 7th under David Moyes. I think that's the lowest we've finished in the Premier League era. Then sacked Louis van Gaal, enjoyed 2 years at the club. We did win the FA Cup under him. And we sacked Jose Mourinho. He enjoyed 2.5 years at the club, but he did win 3 trophies in his first season. That was the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield, wasn't it? We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so we haven't won it now for over 7 years. I think we are at least 3-4 years off from winning the Premier League now, got to be honest. I don't think any manager at Manchester United or any manager in general is going to last as long as Ferguson did. I don't think they're going to replicate Sir Alex Ferguson's legacy either. I really, really don't. But yeah, big game at the weekend against Arsenal. It's going to be a tough one. Arsenal have played 6 games so far in the league this season. They've won 3 and they've lost 3. The games they won, they've beaten Fulham, Sheffield United and I think West Ham. But they lost to City, Liverpool and they recently lost to Leicester. Did Arsenal. To be fair though, Arsenal do look a better team under Mikel Arteta than they did under Unai Emery though. Mikel Arteta knows Arsenal well because obviously he's a former player for them. Arsenal made some signings in the summer transfer window, didn't they? They brought Gabriel Magalhaes in, they brought Willian in, they brought obviously Thomas Partey in. Mikel Arteta obviously made a few other signings. He brought Pablo Mari in and Cedric Soares. Mikel Arteta is inheriting, players that some players that Unai Emery brought in, because Unai Emery brought Kieran Tierney in, he brought David Luiz in, Dani Ceballos, William Saliba, and he also brought Nicolas Pepe in, didn't he? And there's still a couple of players there from the Arsene Wenger era as well, I want to mention. But yeah, they've got good players, Arsenal. They've got Aubameyang, I think it's probably their best player, they've got Lacazette. Ozil's still there, they've got Guendouzi. Like I said, they've got Pepe, who's very, very good. So yeah, they have got a pretty good team. But Arsenal haven't beaten us at Old Trafford in the Premier League since 2006. So that's over, 14 years ago now. Last season at Old Trafford, I think it was 1-1. It was 2-0 at the Emirates. We lost at the Emirates 2-0. It's always a good game though, Manchester United and Arsenal. Arsenal, have let quite a lot of big names go before, haven't they? They've lost players like Jack Wilshere, Samir Nasri, Aaron Ramsey. They lost Sanchez, Robin Van Persie, Olivier Giroud. So they have lost good players, haven't they? Laurent Koscielny, he left them as well, didn't he? In recent years. Lichtsteiner, he also left them. Didn't Danny Welbeck also leave Arsenal? But yeah, when Arsenal had Arsene Wenger, he endured 22 years with them. You know, very long-serving manager. I said to you, didn't I think Arsene Wenger probably had around 12 good years out of the 22 years he was there. So anyway guys, that's everything to update today. Drop me comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.